De la right, my MVVs, welcome. Rumor making the rounds on social media today is that there is royal pandemonium as Odua traditional court gave Giesi ruling house right to banish any wife of Ooni of Ife who endangers the throne. It is not a small something, oh. It is indeed said that the value of light is noticed when the night falls. Okay, so if you are a Yoruba person, and of course, you do know that Yoruba people hardly do this banishment thing, like it's not their thing. When we talk about banishment in Nigeria, okay, Africa, we look at the Igbos, they are into the banishment stuff. But for the Odua traditional call to give Giesi family the right to banish any wife who endangers the throne, it gets to tell you how desperate the situation has become with the wives to the Ooni of Ife. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we have seen what we do not understand with the ruling family, that is the first family of the Yoruba people. We have heard that since Olori Naomi left the royal manor, things have turned upside down, and the Ooni of Ife, who has been working against time to try and bring Olori Naomi back into the palace, has made so many, difficult decisions, and some of those decisions happens to be, a decision that has given the Giesi family the right to make fundamental decisions that has to do with the life of the Ooni of Ife. Since he got married to the women, rumor has it that he's been going through a very tough time, that the women are not even backing down with some of their, antics to win the heart to the Ooni of Ife. Win the heart of the Ooni of Ife. And, marrying one wife is so much work. And now just think of what will happen to a king who marries 6 young wives. These are not old women. These are very young women that he got married to. Women who have their expectations. Women who, in fact, they are all over the place and all of that. Everybody is doing everything that is within their power to win the heart of the monarch. And that brings about unhealthy competition. That brings about, a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic situation, and a lot of desperation amongst these women. Now, Olori Naomi happens to be the heartthrob of the Ooni of Ife. I will not bore you with that because you already know from the trajectory of event. But one thing that we also know is the fact that Ooni of Ife is not letting Naomi go. Now, in the last 2 years, we have seen this back and forth movement between the Ooni of Ife and Olori Naomi. Naomi has always wanted to go because she feels like she doesn't like the crowd. She's not a polygamist, and she never signed up for that kind of, disposition in her life. But Ooni of Ife will not let go. And one of such reason why Olori Naomi keeps going incommunicado. Only recently, I think the straw that broke the camel's back was, Ebony's baby that just came. It was a shock to everybody. Nobody expected that. Even Olori Naomi had no idea that Ebony was expecting a baby. And eventually it turned out to be that Ooni of Ife had always known that Ebony was expecting a baby, but Olori Naomi didn't know. And that brought so much disappointment to Olori Naomi, and hence the reason why she left the royal manor. And since she left the royal manor, she has vehemently reiterated her point that, look, I am not coming back. I don't want to be a part of your life. I don't want to be a part of your society. I don't want to be a part of your community. I just want to go and live my quiet life, because no matter how wealthy a person is, one thing that is most important is happiness. I want to find happiness, and I know I can say find happiness. Happiness is more important to me than anything. But Ooni of Ife will never let go. If the information we keep getting is the truth. Every time Queen Naomi says she does not want to do again, Oni doubles his steps and he goes back for Olori Naomi. And this is causing a whole lot of problems. Now, of course, you have heard what has happened. Now, what is going on right now is that we are hearing that because of a lot of traditional obligations that the Ooni of Ife needs to meet up right now with the fact that he made so many covenants with Olori Naomi, and the 14 rituals that marital rituals that Naomi went through and all of that, and a covenant of they made at the sacred tree of Odua. Naomi needs to come back for everything to be normal with the Ooni of Ife. At least this is the information we are getting, if this information is true. And you do know that, of course, you know about the ruling house, how Giesi won the position this time. And so the people have seen what has been happening in the last 2 years. And because it was not resolved, they said Giesi ruling house decided to intervene. Now, in intervening, you do know that the Ooni of Ife remains the Ooni of Ife, and his word is the final, okay? His word is yea and amen to them out there, like that, those people around him and all of that. And so now, Giesi House respect the Ooni of Ife a great deal, but they are thinking that should things go worse than it is right now, we may lose the throne. And if we lose the throne, they are not going to give it to anybody from Giesi family again. It goes to the next family we have lost. So they decided to stand up to this situation. So right now, they said the first thing they did, they took the matter to the Odua traditional court to give a verdict as to whether they can intervene or not, and what level of intervention are they allowed to recommend, or are they allowed to carry out. And they said the Odua traditional court has given them the go-ahead to go ahead and banish any woman who endangers the throne, or any woman who brings, a bad name to the throne and all of that. Those women that are in the palace, any woman that is going to go as far as they have gone to endanger the throne, they should send them out completely. Like, send them out in a way that they would never, ever enter Ile Ife again. And right now, this is the biggest fear of the wise, because they never, ever thought that Odua traditional court will give this kind of verdict. And everybody is shocked, and everybody has gone into a very serious panic mode. So right now, what this means, as we are hearing, is that the decision that Kabiyesi could not take, the Giesi family are taking that decision for Ooni of Ife. So right now, it's not going to be business as usual, where you do as you please, because you know the disposition of your husband's heart. Your husband is very calm, and your husband is not that person that want to be very harsh in making decisions or giving a verdict, or making you pay for the things that you have done. Okay, it's been like a vicious cycle. These 2 years been going back and forth, the same story over and over. And the Giesi family, they are saying it cannot happen. We are not going to sit back and allow this happen. They say that an adult is not going to stay at home and allow a goat, give birth with a rope in his neck, okay? That is an adage. And so these people have seen that they need to stand up and take position, okay? They need to brace up for impact. If not, this might not end up well. And they say this is the reason why they did this. And Odua traditional court happens to be their biggest court there, whatever verdict, sorry, the Odua traditional court gives is what stands, and they have gotten this verdict that they have the right to banish if they need to anyone that endangers the throne. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. And I'll tell you again, whatever information you get on social media, you want to take it with a pinch of salt. Thank you so much. Dela writes.